My name is Olivia Richardson and my candidate number is 0083.
My name's Leah Elson and my candidate number is 0063.
How do you do, Nora?
How do you do?
You don't recognise me, I suppose.
No, I don't know. Yes. To be sure, I seem to. Why, yes, Christine. Is it really you?
Yes, it is I.
Christine. To think of my not recognising you. And yet, how could I? How you have altered, Christine.
Yes, I have in 9, 10 long years.
Is it so long since we last met? I suppose it is. The last 8 years have been a happy time for me, I can tell you. And so now you've come into town and have taken some journey in winter. That was plucky of you.
I arrived by steamer this morning.
To have some fun at Christmas time, of course. How delightful. We will have such fun together. But take off your things. You are not cold, I hope. Now we will sit down by the fire and be cosy. We'll take the sofa. Pass it over here in this chair. Now you look like your old self again. It was only the first moment. You are a little paler, Christine, and perhaps a little thinner.
And much, much older, Nora.
Perhaps a little older. Very, very little. Certainly not much. What a thoughtless creature I am chatting away like this. My poor dear Christine, do forgive me.
What do you mean, Nora?
Poor Christine. You are a widow.
Yes, it was 3 years ago now.
Yes, I knew. I saw it in the papers. I assure you, Christine, I meant ever so often to write to you, but I was pissed off and something always prevented me.
I quite understand, dear.
No, it was very bad of me, Christine. Poor thing. How you must have suffered. And he left you nothing?
No.
And no children?
No.
Nothing at all then?
Not even any sorrow or grief to live upon.
But Christine, is that possible?
It sometimes happens, Nora.
So, you're quite alone? How dreadfully sad that must be. I have 3 lovely children. You can't see them just now, but they were out with their nurse. But now you must tell me all about it.
No, I want to hear about you.
No, you must begin. I mustn't be selfish today. Today I must only think of your affairs. But there is one thing I simply must tell you. Do you know we just had a great piece of good luck?
No, what is it?
Just fancy. My husband has been made manager of the bank.
Your husband? Well, good luck.
Yes, tremendous. A bachelor's profession is such an uncertain thing, especially if you aren't willing to undertake unsavoury cases. And naturally, Talbot has never been willing to do that, and I quite agree with him. He's to take up his work in the bank at the new year, and then you'll have a big salary and lots of commission. For the future, we can live quite differently. We can do just as we like. I feel so relieved and so happy, Christine. It'll be splendid to have heaps of money and not need to have any anxiety, won't it?
Yes, anyhow, I think it'll be delightful to have what one needs.
No, not only what one needs, but heaps and heaps of money.
Nora, haven't you learnt sense yet? In our school days, you were such a great spendthrift.
Yes, that is what Talbot says now. But Nora is not so silly as we think. We've not been in a position for me to waste money. We have both had to work.
You too?
Yes. Odds and ends. Needlework, crochet work, embroidery, and that kind of thing. And other things as well. You know, Talbot left his office when we were married. There was no prospect of promotion there, and he had to try and earn more than before. But during the first year, he overworked himself dreadfully, and he couldn't stand it, and he fell dreadfully ill, and the doctor said it was necessary for him to go south.
You spent a whole year in Italy, didn't you?
Yes. It was no easy matter to get away, I can tell you. It was just after Ivor was born, but naturally, we had to go. It was a wonderfully beautiful journey, and it saved Talbot's life, but it cost a tremendous lot of money, Christine.
So I should think.
It cost about £250. That's a lot, isn't it?
Yes, and in emergencies like that, it's lucky to have the money.
I ought to tell you that we had it from Papa.
Oh, I see. That was round about the time he died, wasn't it?
Yes. And just think of it. I couldn't go and nurse him. I was expecting to lie his birth every day, and I had my poor sick Torval to look after. My dear, sweet, kind father. I never saw him again. That was the saddest time I've known since our marriage.
I know how fond you are of him, and then you went off to Italy.
Yes. You see, we had the money then, and the doctors insisted on our going. So we started a month later.
And your husband came back quite well.
As sound as a bell.
But the doctor?
What doctor?
I thought your maid said the gentleman who arrived here decided was a doctor.
Oh yes, that was Dr. Rank. But he doesn't come here professionally. He is our greatest friend and comes in at least once every day. No, Torvald has not had an hour's illness since then, and our children are strong and healthy, and so am I. Christine, it's good to be alive and happy. But how horrid of me. I'm talking of nothing but my own affairs. You mustn't be angry with me. Tell me, is it really true that you do not love your husband? Why did you marry him?
My mother was alive then and bedridden and helpless, and I had to provide for my two younger brothers. So I did not think I was justified in refusing his offer. When you told me of the happy turn your fortunes had taken, you will hardly believe it. I was not so delighted on your account, but on my own.
How do you mean? Oh, I understand. You mean that perhaps Torval could get you something to do?
Yes, that's what I was thinking of.
You must, Christine. Just leave it to me. I will broach the subject very cleverly. I will think of something that will please him very much. It will make me so happy to be of some use to you.
Nora, how kind you are to be so anxious to help me. It is doubly kind in you, for you know so little of the burdens and troubles of life.
I know so little of them.
My dear small household cares and that sort of thing. You are a child, Nora.
You ought not to be so superior.
No?
You are just like the others. They all think that I'm incapable of anything really serious.
Come.
That I've gone through nothing in this world of cares.
But, my dear Nora, you just told me all of your troubles.
Those were trifles. I have not told you the most important thing.
The important thing? Oh, what do you mean?
You look down upon me altogether, Christine. But you ought not to. You are proud, aren't you, of having worked so hard and so long for your mother?
Indeed, I do not look down on anyone. But it is true, I am very proud and glad to encourage privilege to make the end of my mother's life almost free from care.
And you are proud to think of what you have done for your brothers?
I think I have the right to be.
I think so too. But now listen to this. I too have something to be proud and glad of.
I have no doubt you have, but what do you refer to?
Speak low. Suppose Torvald were to hear. He mustn't on any account. No one in the world must know, Christine, except you.
But what is it?
Come here. Now I will show you that I too have something to be proud and glad of. It was I who saved Torvald's life.
Saved? How?
I told you about our trip to Italy. Torvald would never have occurred if he had not gone there.
Yes, but I thought your father gave you the necessary funds.
Yes, that is what Torvald and all the others think.
But
Papa didn't give us a shilling. It was I who procured the money.
you, all that large sum?
£250. What do you think of that?